right, so good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let's begin our class with a prayer. So, also in the presence of the Lord, so let us pray. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. So, how are you all feeling today, everyone?
Great, ma'am.
All right, so that's good to hear. And if you're feeling great, then I expect that you're also ready to learn something new. So, are you ready to learn a new lesson today?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, very good. But before we delve into our topic, let's start the day with an activity first. So for this activity, I will show you two pictures, and all you have to do is tell me what you see in the picture and whether you see any similarity between the two. So here are the two pictures, and let's begin with the first one. So can anyone tell me what they see? Go ahead, Regine.
For the first picture po, a black person standing in front of a door with a sign that says white people only.
All right, that's good. Thank you. So how about the second picture? Neil J.
For the second picture, is a group of people sitting together while a black person sits alone nearby.
That's right. So I see that you class are very keen observant, so that's good. So now looking at these two pictures, do you think they have a similarity?
Yes, ma'am.
In the first picture, we see a person of color wanting to enter a door. So it could be a restaurant or an establishment. But the sign on the door says that it's only for white people, which means that the man is prohibited from entering that establishment because of his skin color. And in the second picture, we see another person of color sitting alone while a group of white people sit together. And both of these pictures show different situations where a person of color is excluded from a certain social setting because of their race or skin color. Now, I want you to remember what is shown in these pictures because they will give you an idea what our discussion will be about later. So today we will be reading a poem. But before we start, let us read our objectives first. So go ahead, Regine.
Learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to first analyze the historical and real world context of the poem I Too by Langston Hughes. Second, demonstrate empathy and understanding of the experiences of African American community as described in the poem. And the third one, create a concept map identifying the major themes in the poem and explain the relevance of these themes to real world context and experiences.
Okay, thank you, Regine. So our topic for today will be about a poem entitled I Too by Langston Hughes. So what we are going to do is you will read the stanza first and then I'll ask you some questions about what you read later. So now would anyone like to read the first stanza? Yes, Kriza, go ahead.
I, too, sing America. I am the darker brother. They sent me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong.
Our questions. First, what do you think the line I Too Sing America means? Yes, Neil J.
Um, I too sing American news. I think the speaker is saying is also part of the country, ma'am.
All right, that's good. So the speaker is trying to claim his place as a citizen in America. But why? Is he not welcome in America? So to answer that, let's look at the question. So what does the line, the darker brother, tell us about the speaker? Yes, Kriza.
I think the speaker American.
Yes, that's correct. So here, the speaker reveals his skin color and his identity. He also uses the term brother to show connection. So in the first line, he is trying to claim his place in America, and by revealing his race or his skin color in the second line, he is saying that Black Americans or African Americans are part of the American family. So for the third question, why do you think is the speaker sent to the kitchen to eat? Yes, Neil J.
I think mom they want him to be seen with the others because of his skin color.
Okay, that's right. So thank you. So in this line, the kitchen represents how African Americans were pushed out of public view, like being sent to the kitchen to eat. It mirrors real historical experiences of segregation between the white and black Americans. So in 1800s until the late 1900s, there was a law called the Jim Crow Law in South America, which enforced exclusion or separation of African Americans from white Americans in almost everyday life. So examples of this law includes a separate school for white and African Americans, different entrances for buildings, different areas in public transportations, and sometimes even total exclusion of African Americans from certain establishments. Like there were restaurants or bars before that completely banned Black Americans from entering. So similarly, in the poem, the speaker also experiences this kind of segregation. So because he was black, he is sent or hidden in the kitchen during meals, and we can see that in this line that the speaker wants to shed light on the unfair and dehumanizing treatment that African Americans experience. So for the last question in this stanza, what do the last three lines tell us about the speaker? Yes, Neil J.
The speaker stays hopeful and strong even when he's excluded.
That's right. So even though he's excluded, he doesn't give up. He grows strong physically, emotionally, and spiritually. These lines show how African American communities have survived and thrived through adversity, believing that justice will someday come. So let us now proceed to the second stanza. So would anyone like to read? Yes, Regine, go ahead.
Tomorrow, I'll be at the table when company comes. No, nobody'll dare say to me, eat in the kitchen. Then,
All right, so the first question is, what do you think the speaker means by tomorrow? Yes, Kriza.
I think it means that one day when things will change.
Okay, that's right. So in this line, tomorrow is symbolic. It means a future where justice exists and where African Americans will no longer be pushed aside. So in real life, the tomorrow that the speaker is talking about begins with the civil rights movement. Many African American activists started to rebel and demand their rights as American citizens. And one of the most popular activists before was Rosa Parks. So she was an African American woman who refused to give up her seat in the bus. So as I mentioned earlier, there were different areas for white and black Americans in public transportations. But aside from that, the black Americans are also required to give up their seats to any white American. And one day, as she was riding the bus from work, Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat when she was approached by a white American. And this led to her arrest but was later freed on bail. And aside from Rosa Parks, there were many other African American activists during those times, and their actions inspired hope among the African American community and urged them to demand for civil rights. So for the last question in this stanza, why won't the speaker be sent to the kitchen anymore when tomorrow comes? Yes, Neil J.
A, a future where there's equality, ma'am.
That's true. So this line in the poem connects to real progress in history, like the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which ended the Jim Crow law and outlawed segregation. In this line, the speaker talks about finally gaining a seat at the table, both literally and metaphorically. So this means that African Americans will finally have a space in government, media, schools, and the small aspects of everyday life where they will be treated fairly and equally. So now let's proceed to our last stanza. Can someone please read? Yes, Regine.
Besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. I too am America.
All right, so who is the speaker talking about in the line and be ashamed, and why will they be ashamed? All right, Neil J, go ahead.
Um, and be ashamed. I think the people who excluded him before.
That's right. When the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was passed, many white American people must have felt ashamed of how they treated the African American community. And for our last question, what message is sent by the repetition of the last line? Yes, Regine.
I think, ma'am, he wants to be recognized and remembered as someone who belongs in America.
That's right. So ending the poem this way suggests that he's claiming his place loudly and clearly. After everything, he still believes in his place in America, and this reflects the strength of millions of African Americans who continue to love and build the country even when they were not always treated equally. So now, do you have any questions or clarifications of about the poem? Because if not, let's have another activity to see whether you have truly understood the discussion. So this is a group activity and we'll utilize the same groupings from our previous discussion. So with your group, you will create a concept map that highlights the key themes found in the poem. You have to identify at least 2 to 5 themes from the poem, and for each theme, you should include specific lines from the poem that illustrate the idea. Along with the quote, write a brief explanation of how the theme relates to real life situations or social issues today. So as you can see, there's a sample outline of the concept map here, and your output can look like that, or if you have a different idea in mind, then you can do that as well, as long as you have all the components of the concept map mentioned in the instruction. So you will be given 10 minutes to complete the activity and we'll have the presentations after. So if you don't have any clarifications, your time starts now. So for the presenters, you can just read your output. No need to present the concept map at the moment, but you have to submit that to me later, okay? So for group one and your representative, please go ahead.
So our first theme is racial inequality. So it is evident in the line, they send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes. So this line shows how black Americans were excluded from society, just like how segregation laws in the past kept black people out of restaurants, schools, and public spaces. So it reflects unfair treatment based on race. For our second theme is strength and hope in the lines, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong. So even though the speaker is pushed aside, he keeps going. So this reflects how black communities stay hopeful and resilient, fighting back with education, unity, and pride in their identity. That's all, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, group one. That's good. So how about group two? Please proceed.
For the group 2, ma'am, our theme is strength and hope, and it is clear in the lines, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong. So even though the speaker is pushed aside, he keeps going. This reflects how Black communities stay hopeful and resilient, fighting back with education, unity, and pride in their identity. That's all, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, group two. So good job, everyone. You all did well, and it seems that you indeed have understood our discussion today. So to end this meeting, I will leave you a quiz to further assess your learnings. So this quiz is in Google Forms, and I will be sending the link to our group chat later. So I guess that's all for our discussion today. Do you have any questions about the last part of the quiz? And if there's none, then I guess goodbye, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Goodbye, ma'am.